All right, let's just jump right into one of the most mind-bending ideas in all of science. It's a concept so big, it kind of blurs the line between what's real and, well, what feels like pure science fiction.
So, to really get this, we've got to start with our sun. I want you to try and wrap your head around this. Every single bit of energy humanity has ever used, like every fire, every car engine, every single power plant throughout all of history, the sun puts out more than that every single second. It's just this unbelievable torrent of energy flowing out into space. So, you've got all this cosmic power just washing over us, right? The big question is, how much of it are we actually grabbing? Are we any good at catching it? And the answer is, well, it's kind of shocking, honestly. We capture basically none of it. I mean, look at this. It's a fraction of a percent. All our solar panels, all our technology, it's like we're standing by the ocean with a thimble, trying to catch a few drops, while the entire rest of it, 99.99999 something percent, just disappears into the void.
And that just makes you wonder, right? What if we're thinking about this all wrong? What if we're playing way too small? What if, instead of trying to catch droplets, we figured out how to capture the entire ocean?
And that question, leads us to one of the most incredible concepts ever dreamed up. It's called the Dyson swarm. And we're not just talking about using a star's power anymore. We're talking about owning it. So what is it? Put simply, it's a hypothetical megastructure. But don't picture a giant building. Think of it more like a massive cloud. A cloud made of millions or even billions of individual satellites, all orbiting a star for one single reason: to catch every last drop of its energy. Now, this is super important, because this is where most people get it wrong. They hear Dyson Sphere and picture this giant, solid metal ball around the sun. But that wouldn't work. It'd be totally unstable. The real idea, the Dyson swarm, is way cooler and actually makes more sense. It's a swarm of independent collectors, all moving together, kind of like a cosmic beehive, in this perfect coordinated dance around the star. And the credit for this wild idea goes to the physicist Freeman Dyson. But he wasn't handing us a blueprint and saying, go build this. For him, it was more of a thought experiment. He was thinking, okay, where does technology eventually lead? He figured that for any civilization that gets advanced enough, building something like this is kind of inevitable. He wasn't saying we will do it, but that a civilization that survives long enough could. And this idea, it fits into an even bigger picture. Because building a Dyson swarm isn't just a cool engineering project. No. It's a sign that a civilization has hit a whole new level of evolution. It's all part of something called the Kardashev Scale. It's basically a way to rank civilizations based on how much energy they can control. So a Type 1 civilization can use all the energy available on its home planet. And hey, we're not even there yet, not by a long shot. But a Type 2 civilization, they've graduated. They can harness all the energy from their home star. And the Dyson swarm? Well, that's pretty much the graduation project. And the kind of power you get at that level, it's honestly hard to even imagine. We're talking godlike abilities. You could power entire planets without breaking a sweat. You could literally build new artificial worlds. You could run simulations so perfect, they're indistinguishable from reality. At that point, you're not just a passenger in the universe anymore. You're starting to get behind the wheel. Okay, but there's always a but, isn't there? This kind of incredible power, it comes with an absolutely staggering price tag. And I'm not talking about money. The real cost of this ambition is, well, it's pretty dark. So let's get practical for a second. Where are you going to get the raw materials to build billions of these high-tech satellites? I mean, the sheer amount you'd need. You could mine an entire planet like Earth and still not have enough. So where does it all come from? And the answer is pretty brutal. You'd have to start tearing apart your own solar system. You'd basically become a cosmic demolition crew. We're talking about dismantling entire planets. Mercury would probably be first on the chopping block. You'd hoover up the entire asteroid belt. You would have to literally rip apart your cosmic neighborhood just to get the parts you need. So all of this leads to one last really fascinating and honestly kind of spooky thought. Let's say some other civilization out there has already done this. They've built their swarm. How in the world would we ever know? Suddenly, the search for aliens becomes less about listening for a hello and more like a cosmic detective story. Just think about it. If you were looking at a star from trillions of miles away and someone started building a giant swarm of satellites around it, what would you see? The star wouldn't just vanish, but its light would start to dim. It would look different. It would fade, as if someone was slowly pulling a curtain across it.
And that right there, that's our big clue. What if we're looking for aliens all wrong? We're always listening for radio signals, for some kind of message, but maybe we shouldn't be listening for noise. Maybe the best way to find them is to search for silence, for a suspicious lack of light. The most powerful civilizations out there might give themselves away not by what they're shouting into the cosmos, but by the light they've blocked out. We should be looking for the stars that have gone strangely quiet. So, I'm just going to leave you with this. The next time you're outside and you look up at that beautiful star-filled sky, just ask yourself, are all those stars really just untouched distant suns? Or what if some of them are already taken? What if they're already powering some unimaginable civilization and we just don't even know how to see it yet?